It's Wednesday, the 8th of October, 2025. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for being part of Mr. Weatherman Europe. And we're going to look ahead to our next potential big storm system. The Atlantic is very active. I want to cover that watching these two spots. This here, Tropical Storm Jerry, another big coastal system for parts of the United States and Canada. Both of these we need to watch in Europe. They're eventually going to get tied into the North Atlantic and head into the direction of Western Europe. Plus, I want to look shorter term. Some of us have had some pleasant weather, or at least quieter weather, I should say that. Others, we've been hit hard and will still get some heavier rain, high seas. Norway, watching all the way down through Spain. So I want to cover the short-term forecast as well. Both of those pieces in this video. Do my best to keep you covered. Now, let's start with what's going on in the Atlantic because it may impact our weather as we go forward. Watching what is Jerry. It could become a hurricane either way, eventually making a curve. Big coastal system over here. This eventually will make a curve as well, or at least eventually at some point try to kick back toward the North Atlantic. So there'll be two spots, and you can see how this area here, what is Jerry, most likely will eventually lose its tropical characteristics. We saw this with Umberto and Imelda and kind of got tied into a new system, became Amy. We had that over toward parts of Ireland and the UK with some of the damage over toward Norway, heavier weather in Denmark. A similar scenario, not that the same places will get hit, but watch this, the up and around pattern. You can see it with me. This is going out in time here. This is deeper into next week and next weekend. Whatever is left of Jerry kind of combines with another area. So if eventually it may get a new name, we'll see how that all shakes out. But this will be somewhere, anywhere near from Western Europe, watching the United Kingdom south, always keeping an eye on Iceland as well if these kind of want to pivot in that direction. Watching France, Spain, Portugal. There is going to be a system out here by the time we get deeper into next week. So we're looking at about 8, 9, 10 days away. Could be a substantial system. I let you know what I know, what I don't know. This is way down the road, yeah, right? I'd like to give you the heads up, but I'm not certain exactly where this will end up because it is so far down the road. But let me give you a feel here of what we're seeing. Watch this right here. This is by a week from now. This is by next Friday. See the clock there. Two spins out here. This one in particular, this is the American model, the GFS, showing a rather significant kind of sprawly system anywhere from Ireland south, trying to show it a little bit closer to France, Portugal, and Spain, right? And of course, keeping an eye on the Azores, and here's the Iberian Peninsula, mainland Portugal here, for the potential of some more impact. So this is what we'll be watching. This may be a little bit to the north. The European model has this area a bit more to the north, so we'll wait and see. But you can see exactly what I'm looking at. Some of the remnants of Jerry and whatever's trying to form near the east coast of the United States gets tied up into a front, and this is what we'll be watching late next week, and another spin as well back to the west. Now you can see it here. Let's just go out in time together, and again I'll show you the short term in a second, just kind of ticking through. This is this weekend as we work our way into next week. You can see what happens. Here we are in the Azores, and then as we get deeper into next week, we're watching these two spins right here. This broad spin coming across the Azores, strong winds. Winds in this could be around 80 kilometers an hour as a whole, maybe higher, so we could see some winds 50 to 70 miles per hour. But either way, if this were to stay on track, and there's going to be changes, as you will, I know you understand how this goes. This is way down the road, but eventually someone is going to see some gustier winds and some of that rain, watching the Azores in particular for some higher impacts with rain and wind, and then eventually keeping an eye on France, Spain, Portugal, but we'll see if this lifts up to the north. Some of the models have this closer to Ireland and the UK, so we'll be watching that as well. All the part of the up and around pattern. High pressure has been dominant, not so much over Bermuda, a little bit more toward the Azores, allowing these tropical waves that form off the coast of Africa that develop to get caught up in that pattern and ride right around that area of high pressure and swing into the direction of Western Europe. This happens, as we well know. We see this. We get remnants of systems in Europe. Every season, about 2 to 5 remnants of tropical systems move in. But this season in particular, the pattern has been a little more locked in, where we've seen more of this. So we need to keep an eye on this us this month and next month to see how these leftover tropical systems do and how they really spin across the North Atlantic. So Jerry is out there now, of course. There was Umberto, Imelda, Gabrielle, which rolled right into the Azores. Karen is the next name on the list. Hurricane season goes through the end of November, and October looks to be very active throughout the entire month. We'll see what shakes out in November. The last few years, November has been very active in the Atlantic Basin. So watching the tropics, and then of course as we get deeper into autumn and we work our way into winter, we'll just be looking at those big old-fashioned wind makers and storm systems crossing the North Atlantic. We'll be tracking that together as well on this channel, so I appreciate you subscribing so you can get updates on that. Short term, where we have the rain is where we're going to get it. Where we are dry is where we're going to stay dry. See over toward parts of Spain some of that rain the next couple of days. Watching Barcelona, Valencia, Norway, just that onshore flow. Iceland as well, very active Iceland, back through Norway coastal sections, and then anywhere from Russia, south, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, every now and then some showers and storms, Turkey. But on the drier side, not completely, but Italy, Austria, just for example, Germany, Poland, not a lot of action. And you see it reflected here in some of the rain totals as we swing back towards Scotland, back through Wales, England, Northern Ireland, not a whole lot. Again, just kind of clipping by. Maybe northern sections may get 10 millimeters of rain every now and then. But this here, I mentioned Barcelona, Valencia. It should be south of Andorra, south of France. But in this section here, Madrid off toward the east, better chance of some rain and thunderstorms all the way south. So with that, we could see some spots for 3-day rain totals if we get repeat showers and storms. Some spots around 100 millimeters of rain. Some of those could be strong. Monitoring some flooding. Flooding, not a widespread event going on right now, but for some of us, still watching that in some pockets. I mentioned near Belarus, Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, and then shifting off toward the east, watching over toward Turkey for some rain, which could be substantial. A few spots, 75 to 100 millimeters of rain. Spotty showers, Austria, Czechia, Poland, Slovakia for the most part, not a whole lot. But again, Norway and watching parts of Sweden, that's where we'll again have a few totals that could press in some spots 20 centimeters of rain as we work our way through the end of the working week leading into the upcoming weekend. More in the way of passing variety, Finland south, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, swinging again back toward Poland, Denmark, the Netherlands, Belgium. Not much action back through Germany. I mentioned where we've been drier. We look to stay dry in the short term as we wait on some new storm systems that are building in the Atlantic that will eventually break the pattern. So a lot of us have a break in the wake of Gabrielle and Amy, but the areas that are active will stay active. I mentioned parts of Spain and, of course, watching Norway. The Atlantic staying very active through at least October, and we're tracking that up and around pattern with those systems crossing into the North Atlantic, pressing toward Western Europe. We'll be watching that in particular as we get into deeper into next week, but I'll be tracking ahead of time in some new videos. So thank you for being part of this weather community. I hope you're doing well. Have a good rest of your day.